Hello Scorpio friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Scorpio September 2023 Astrology Horoscope forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month and really the time around this time, Destiny Lockdown. This is a very pivotal time in the lives of Scorpios, and I'm going to go into the two major factors as to why that is. Plus there's a whole slew of other things to discuss to understand the astrological weather for this month so you can make the most of the potentials. So I'm just going to go in order of what I'm seeing in your chart, okay? And the first of those factors happens to be one of these big things that are locking down destiny. So just to give a little background on this, many Scorpios have been going through radical change over the last 2 years since the end of 2021, ending in the final chapter of the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle that began 2 years ago. October, we've got the last of these eclipses. We'll talk about that more in October, but we have to also talk about it now because 4 to 6 weeks before the actual eclipses, we get eclipse season, where the bubbling waters of change are boiling over in the pot, even though the eclipse hasn't even happened yet. And you are going to be seeing that August, September, October into November. This is the final, possibly very dramatic combination, ending of this series of storylines that has been changing the lives of many Scorpio people. Some amazing things, like crazy amazing things, some terrible things, and for many of you, it's been probably both. So that's going on, and we'll talk about that more after. But something else that is a more subtle factor that might not be getting discussed as much is that Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Okay, so I've alluded to this some in recent reports because it's a very big deal. Pluto changing signs is a big deal for everybody. And it's, even though it's this month popped back into Capricorn, it's never been far enough away from Aquarius to not be influencing there. So this transitional time as it's pushing into Aquarius is of great significance for humanity. But it's of specific significance for Scorpios because it's on the 4th house cusp. So I'll give you a little background about that. If you see an astrological chart, you'll notice that it's cut in half from the top and to the bottom. That's the horizon line. So it's the 1st house cusp and the 7th house cusp at that line. Then there's a line that cuts it in two sides, to the right, to the left, okay? In a Placidus chart, sometimes that's not, it's a little bit tilted. You know, in a whole house chart, it's even, it's right there like that. But regardless, the line that goes from the 4th house to the 10th house that cuts the chart in half from the right to left is a major series of cusps. So the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th house cusps are of critical importance. And whenever we have an outer planet, so one that moves very slowly, move over one of those cusps, that person is at a crossroads. That is crossroads energy. This is, you know, what I'm teaching my students. This is what my astrology students, what I see it every time from the thousands of readings that I've done. Somebody's got an outer planet at those places. They are in crossroads. And the degree to which, you know, they're at crossroads is the power of the planet that's there. And Pluto is the most powerful of the traditional planets that we look at. So birth, death, transformation, rebirth, some of it literal, some of it figurative, whatever it is, the power of the atomic bomb is essentially, you know, and atomic energy is essentially changing your life. And it's very focused around home and family and housing and work and career and employment, your place at home and your inner sacred space and your place in the world, whether that's through a job or whatever else you're doing. So Scorpio people are in this cycle, and it's going on at the same time as the eclipse cycle is going on. But it's just as powerful, if not more powerful, because, and actually it really is more powerful because it takes so long for Pluto to get to that position, you know, that it's just very uncommon to be having this go on. So your destiny is getting locked down. That's basically the point of this. You know, karma is being cleared at a very rapid rate. belief systems, perceptions that were limiting you, just getting blown to smithereens. And this is a very positive thing because it's a great settler. This, both the eclipse energy and this Plutonian energy at this cusp, is a great settler of things. It has a way of making things right. If you've been indebted to somebody, you might be able to clear that up. If someone has owed you something, you might cash in on what you have coming. And this is a very big deal. So expect very profound changes in your home and family, and in possibly your housing. Many Scorpios will move or will get a second home, or, something significant will happen as far as your work and career and your home and your family and housing. And this can also have to do with your purpose, like really, really feeling, maybe for the first time for many of you, like you're actually starting to see what it is you're supposed to be doing with your life. This is really, 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 really profound. So we're starting off with that. Not everything we're going to talk about has so much power for this month. We're going to talk about more superficial things. But, I know my Scorpio people, you like to go deep and you want to hear all about the juicy layers. So I figured I'd just give that to you right from the beginning. Okay, so of the things I'm looking at, the next thing of note is another outer planet transit. So in recent months, Saturn has moved into Pisces, and as it has, it's moved into your 5th house. So the 5th house is the house, well, before we get to what it's the house of, let's understand Saturn a little bit. And also remember that Saturn in Pisces is a nice angle for you, okay? That Pluto in Aquarius angle, that's a challenging angle. That's a 90-degree square. That's the energy that creates a diamond and then polishes it to be super shiny. But the angle of Saturn in this fellow water sign is amazing. So for 3 years, you have positive support of Saturn, helping you to rebuild your relationship with your kids, relationship with your inner child, your romance, your true love relationship, either building it or growing it if you already have it. You've got 3 years of support from Saturn to help you with that. And this also has to do with your creative projects and creative babies. If you're someone that doesn't want to have kids, or this isn't current for you, this could be the gelling of your creative babies. So really bringing things out from your heart and out into where people can experience them. So that's a very, very major thing that's happening. The next thing is that Jupiter has been expanding your house of relationships. So, Scorpios are always into relationship stuff. This is just intrinsic to the sign. But you've got these outer planet transits that are really like beefing up your exploration and your enhancements and of experiencing these relationships. So Jupiter since May has been expanding your relationship space, helping you go to different levels with your current relationships or bringing in new relationships for you to play with and explore. And now Jupiter is going to go into retrograde. So September 4th through December 31st, certain things that were blazing ahead might stall out or start to slow down, where you have to kind of build the foundation. Now, this is an interesting dynamic because this month, we've got Venus and Mercury going direct. There's going to be so many things that have been stymied that are just going to blaze forward because of those direct movements. And then there are going to be other things that have been like expanding, possibly to the point of dizziness. And those are going to have their roll slowed quite a bit. And that can be a blessing, because expansion without stopping to evaluate the direction or ask questions or, integrate can be dangerous, and it can be very destructive to the projects. So, you'll have a little bit of a break here to integrate some of the expansion that's happened within your relationships, and also the expansion that's been happening with your personal finances. So this is, a chance to integrate, a chance to get your goals straight, a chance to get your vision and your direction more clear and make sure everything is aligned. For some people, it might interfere with optimism or being able to see the bigger picture. You might have a little bit of cloudiness there, but just know that it's, again, I like this word intrinsic today, but it's intrinsic to the nature of the transit. It's like certain things you're going to become super clear about this month and be able to move forward. Certain things you're going to get like, I don't really see clearly. So of course the best advice there is go with the things that have clarity and just put your power behind those, and don't fuss too much with the things that don't seem to be working well or gelling or rolling forward, okay? That's going to save you a lot of trouble. The next thing that I see is that we still have a lot of energy in Leo. We don't usually have a ton of energy in Leo at this time, But because Venus is in retrograde, we've had an extended track there. Star goddess Juno, we've got a little bit more of Lilith in this fiery, feisty, creative, passionate energy that rules that fifth house that Saturn is working in of kids. It's also your pleasures and your bucket list stuff and your hobbies and, the things that are fun that you like to do. So it might be breathing more life into your career and work because it's going through your house of career and work. And if you don't need to work for money, this can just be your passion projects that you don't earn money for, or this can be, how you are out in the world and what you're bringing out in the world. And so mother and father, parents, parental figures are coming up in a huge way right now from that Pluto thing that we started out talking about, plus from the eclipses in the me, we sector and the my stuff and our stuff sector, which we'll get to more in a second. And also this 10th house, the traditional house of father, yourself as a father or your father. There's probably some things going on here that are notable. Maybe you need some support from them. Maybe they need support from you. Maybe you're in money deals or business or work deals, something having to do with Venus, money, and also could be love. So workplace romance, anything having to do with you having more love and romance in your life at the same time as having some success in your work, which yay for that, right? But those things will also come with a little bit of pressure because it is a 90-degree angle. And, it's not the kind of pressure like Pluto is doing, right? These are very fast-moving planets. This is kind of like, okay, you got to work a little and then get the gold. So the next thing I see in the chart is that there are a bunch of Virgo placements, and this makes a nice angle for Scorpio, 60-degree angle of opportunities that have to be utilized in order to get the goodies. Different from that, trine energy. Sometimes it just delivers things into your lap or delivers past work into a present awesome experience. These 60-degree angles require you to do something. So you've got a chance for networking, meeting new people, community, projects, friends, acquaintances, groups, your tribe. It looks like you might be building your networks and building your friendships or interactions with other people. And you may have a lot of opportunities to redefine your image and redefine how you're stepping into the world with these interactions. So if someone invites you to a networking event and you're feeling, I think there's something there for you, then you may find that you're very pleasantly surprised because the Sun, Mercury, and Pallas Athena are all moving through Virgo, bringing kisses to your Scorpio placement and giving you a chance to dive in deeper with friends and other people that can be of great value to you, and you may be of very enriching value to them. Mars is moving through Libra, and this is bringing more emphasis on partnership at this time. Mars is one of your co-rulers, and wherever it goes, it brings obsessive energy, and it's going into partnership. So meeting people, connecting with people, your romantic relationship, business relationship, your neighbor, just anybody you're in relationship with, and relationship itself, you might be diving deep into really exploring win-win situations. And, there may be some conflicts to get through because, it is the god of war, but you'll also have all of these other opportunities that I listed to be able to push through them. Now, as Mars lights up Libra, it also lights up your 12th house, and that can make your mind very busy with thought. Too many thoughts, obsessive thoughts. So you might need to do meditation, exercises, write things down, and then rip them up. Whatever it is that helps to keep your mind clear, preferably not self-medicating with substances, something healthy that you can do, even therapy or getting different kinds of support, is going to really help you get through these next couple of months in a way that helps you to find parts of yourself, possibly even hidden gifts, rather than trying to mute the chaos in your mind, going through it and finding riches. So let's talk real quick about the dates of the eclipses in October, then we'll get back to the significant moons in September. October 14th, there's the 21-degree Libra solar eclipse. That's a new moon. And it's of critical importance because this is the second manifestation of the Libra Aries eclipse cycles that started in April and will be going for a while still. This is a new me-we energy that's coming, and this new moon eclipse is going to bring new possibilities within relationship spaces or new relationships or new levels to current relationships. And again, you're feeling that 4 to 6 weeks before the middle of October, so that's every bit of every day of September. And then October 28th, we've got the final, last, destiny locking down eclipse in the Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle that started at the end of October or the end of 2021. And now for 2 years, you've been going through all these steps and all these storylines to culminate to this. Okay, so this is the second thing besides that Pluto transit I was telling you about that's really locking down your destiny. And many of you are going to really, really, really see the path to what you're supposed to be doing light up very, very strongly. In a way that's kind of non-negotiable. You know, sometimes we have choices at eclipses, but most of the choices we have at eclipses is how we're going to deal with the inevitable of whatever's happening. And that's kind of what's happening. It's kind of like you have a choice, but you don't really have a choice. So, you know, it will be very glaringly obvious, and that's going to really affect you. So all of the Scorpios will be dramatically affected, you know, in some cases mercilessly, in some cases just phenomenally. You know, it's going to be the best and worst of everything, right? But those of you who are within 5 degrees, so those are October-born Scorpios, you're going to be getting more impact from the mathematical degree of this eclipse. And if you have any placements, you know, within 0 to 11 degrees, no, 0 to 10 degrees, then you're going to, and the closer to 5 degrees, the more exact impact you're having from this eclipse. So, wow, major time for you all, right? It really cannot be overstated. So if you love astrology and you want a place to ask questions and get your questions answered, because the difficult thing about being an independent learner is that once you have a question and you can't get it answered, sometimes you can't advance any further because you're stuck on that point. So my forum in my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course is a place where you can bring those questions as you have them with your studies and get through them with very comprehensive curriculum and the support you need to be able to step into reading charts adeptly to help yourself and your family and friends, or if you want to do it professionally, I can totally help you with that, and it has extra modules to help support your professional expansion and earning money. But I have many people join the course who just want to learn for their own benefits. You can see that at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. The link's also in the notes underneath the video or podcast. If you want more free stuff from me, including my monthly education emails, my monthly astrology write-up with all the sweet dates and the salty dates, and, you know, the important dates to note and what you may see from them delivered into your inbox 1 month early, sign up at anniehelpsyou.com. And you can also see other goodies there, like my secret star portal with over a year of archives of special exclusive content and more going in each month. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.